Let's talk briefly about the NADA's primary arguments raised in their petition for review. There are three primary arguments they raised. The first is that, according to the NADA, the FTC did not meet its own procedural obligations by failing to issue a preliminary notice of rulemaking. In my experience and observation, courts like to do things in a practical way when they're reaching results. What would be the practical result here of requiring the FTC to go back to square one on the notice issues? They've already received, I think tens of thousands of comments during the commentary period. I don't think there's anything really to be gained there. So my gut is that the court would be reluctant to grant any relief on that prong of the NADA's arguments. Their second and third arguments are both that the rule is arbitrary and capricious. One, because according to the NADA, the FTC failed to undergo a legitimate cost-benefit analysis. That argument may have some teeth. If you read the commentary, the FTC's primary remarks about cost-benefit analysis is just they have this default position that we don't think honest, complying dealers are going to incur any additional cost. But they do acknowledge in one footnote there could be some requirements with forms. I think at the very least there are going to be changes to contract documents, and that's going to incur a cost for all dealers. So I can see that being a point where the reviewing court can hang their hat if they want to overturn or modify the rule. The third argument raised by the NADA is that the rule is arbitrary and capricious because they say there isn't really substantial justification set forth by the Federal Trade Commission for policing the auto sales industry in this way. I don't know how strong that is either. There's not really good statistics on that, in my view, by the FTC, but they have a lot of anecdotal evidence that they refer to, and they really focus a lot on what they say is harm suffered by members of the military.
Right.
So I feel like that's something that is not really going to gain a lot of traction, perhaps, with the reviewing court. But when it's all said and done, we just don't know what's going to happen.